not fair!
I'd like to call to order this secret conclave of America's media empires. We're here to come up with the next phony baloney crisis to put Americans back where they belong, in dark rooms glued to their televisions, too terrified to skip the commercials.
Well, I think...
NBC, you are here to listen and not speak. I think we should go with a good old-fashioned public health scare.
Yeah.
A new disease. No one's immune. It's like the summer of the shark, except instead of a shark, it's an epidemic. And instead of summer, it's all the time.
That is so...
Now, I hate to be the guy who derails what everybody else loves.
He loves being that guy.
But, Janice, we do have standards. This can't be a made-up disease. The only moral thing to do is release a deadly virus into the general public.
We do have something we've been holding on to, but it hasn't been tested. Get over here, NBC.
Well, we certainly believe in testing, but
Wow. Wow.
Oh, yeah!
So, we've got our deadly disease. Now, we just have to blame it on something that's in every household, something that people are a little bit afraid of already. House cat flu is coming, people. The Center for Disease Disinformation predicts with some degree of probability that the house cat flu might spread in the following hypothetical outbreak pattern. So, petter beware, that warm body on your lap just might be ready to destroy your tender fiddles. Springfielders are advised to stay tuned for more information if they experience any of the following symptoms: mild thirst, occasional hunger, tiredness at night.
You know, I don't know when this was ever a good idea.
Hurry up, boy! We have to burn everything the cat touched before the virus makes us paranoid!
Homer! Stop burning! They have a vaccine!
All right, we'll get the vaccine.
Homer, did you know he was in the pile?
I thought he was an old clump of rags. Don't worry, people. We have enough vaccines for one child per family.
I don't even have a kid that I admit
Please
to having.
use your time in line wisely to Sophie's Choice your child.
This isn't the line for a movie. Why are you wearing that costume?
Because, you see, I am afraid of needles, but Wolverine is not. Snicked, snicked. Oh, need acceptable currency. Oh, for delicious treat. Oh.
Mr. Burns, where's he going?
Yes, I'd like 37 snifters of your influenza syrup. One for me, one for Smithers here, and the rest for my hounds.
Give him what he wants. He's the only taxpayer in this town.
But, Mr. Mayor, these people have waited in line, and dogs can't even get the disease.
They'll see me take it, and they'll want some. He's a really little jelly belly.
Sir, perhaps we should get out of here before people start resenting you.
Ooh, hurry up and get in. I'll drive.
This is Nadia, the 4-year-old female tiger who became the world's first confirmed case of COVID-19 in a non-domesticated animal. On the first Sunday of April 2020, the Wildlife Conservation Society's Bronx Zoo in New York announced that the Malayan tiger had tested positive for the virus. 3 more tigers and 3 lions exhibited similar symptoms, like a dry cough and loss of appetite, and are believed to have the coronavirus as well. New York is currently facing a massive outbreak of the virus. Over the past month, it has spread rapidly throughout the state, especially in New York City, which has more than 110,000 cases. That's more than half of all the confirmed cases in the state. Zoo officials believe that the animals might have been infected by a caretaker who had the virus but didn't show any symptoms.
The infectious pressure, of course, is just very, very high. And due to the fact that these animals are in a zoo setting, the contact or the distance between humans and the animals are very greatly reduced. I mean, that's just inherent in the way we keep tigers. So the possibility of a spillover or spillback from humans into a tiger is obviously possible.
Just a few days after the zoo made its announcement, researchers in China released the results of a new study which suggests that cats can catch the coronavirus. The study aimed to identify which animals medical researchers can work with to develop and test vaccines. The researchers say that cats showed a high susceptibility to SARS coronavirus 2. Ferrets were also found to be highly susceptible to the virus, but dogs showed a low susceptibility, and chickens, pigs, and ducks couldn't be infected at all. So can we draw the conclusion that cats, both big and small, are more vulnerable to COVID-19?
One thing is important to understand that this virus has changed species or jumped species barriers. It's something that's quite rare, actually. So it's not a question of if they are more vulnerable. It just seems that the coronavirus, in this case, the SARS coronavirus 2, similar to SARS coronavirus 1, is actually able to enter a cat cell. It's not a species which is easily infected, as infection trials in domestic cats have shown. You do need a very high dose, infectious dose. Normally in infection trials, they're actually given intranasally. So, that's something that will never happen in normal natural conditions.
Let's try to make the significant difference between real-life conditions and trials in a laboratory even clearer. Normal conditions mean that an animal could catch the virus if it picked up droplets from a person with COVID-19 or from a contaminated surface and got them in its nose, mouth, or eyes. Experimental conditions, like the ones used in the Chinese study, mean that a high dose of COVID-19 is administered to the animal by injecting it directly into its nose. In the world outside the laboratory, it's much less likely that animals will catch the virus. But if the disease is transmitted, cats are more likely to get infected than some other animals. The study also found that cats can spread the virus to other cats. But once again, other scientists point out that the results don't necessarily represent interactions between animals in real life. Cat owners shouldn't be alarmed. There's no evidence that pets or other animals can infect humans with COVID-19, beyond the initial transmission at the Huanan wet market.
This is a human-to-human transmission. You are likely to get the infection from another human. It is possible if you live with a cat in a household in close contact, you can infect your cat, but there is absolutely no indication that a cat can transmit the virus back to human, cat or any other animal at this point in time.
If you own a pet and you test positive for the virus or start showing symptoms, the recommendation is to limit contact with your pet. First, if possible, have another member of your household care for your animal while you are sick. Second, avoid contact with your pet, including stroking, snuggling, being kissed or licked, and sharing food. Third, if you have to care for your pet or be around animals while you're sick, wash your hands before and after you interact with them. All confirmed cases of coronavirus in animals showed a very mild version of the disease. Fortunately, the big cats in New York's Bronx Zoo are all on their way to recovery.